So,
Yeah.
I went on a journey this week. Because I am so hell-bent on doing it, I myself went out looking for a PlayStation 3 to play Metal Gear Solid 4. Now, a lot of people don't know this for whatever reason, but the PlayStation 3 is backwards compatible for PlayStation 1 games only. The only one that can play PS2 games is the Fat Boy, the fucking PlayStation 3 that was like 17 metric tons.
Yeah.
But anywho, I'm perusing around, right? I'm on Facebook Marketplace. I'm looking. I find a guy who's selling a PlayStation 3, 160 gig, super slim, like the old one with the weird little slidey thing on top to put the disc in, which kind of I think I liked a lot more than the other PlayStations because it reminded me of a PlayStation 1 where I was like, pop it out, or the PS2, you know?
Yeah. I always thought that design was kind of cool.
It had the nostalgia factor of like, this is the same way PlayStation's always done it. Anyway, I don't call the guy, but I like Facebook message or whatever, and I'm like, hey man, you still got it, whatever? He's like, yes, I have no controller. I'm like, cool, I don't give a fuck. I brought my DualShock 4 with me, which, if you didn't know that, any of you guys that really matter, welcome to the podcast. It's 2007. Your PlayStation 3, if you have one or you own one, or if you want to know the knowledge, can interface with a DualShock 4 controller with Bluetooth. Now, you can't use the touchpad or anything because that's cool new Sony stuff for the PS4, but you can plug that bitch in with a USB cable, connect it as a Bluetooth device, boom, wireless controller. No big deal.
And good news for next gen, Sony being consistent, PS4 controller does not work on PS5.
Yeah, that's super good news. Wait, what? They're walking backwards,
okay,
man. They're walking backwards because taking cross compatibility out or cross compatibility out is like the stupidest thing in the world. Because Xbox is like, you can play a fucking PC game, bro. We don't give a fuck. Like,
1 foot forward, 2 steps back, man.
Absolutely. Anyway, I call the guy. He's like, yeah, I can meet. I work on Fort Knox. And I was like, cool. Funny story, me too right now, but I'm not available till after 5 because of school, whatever. Get out of the duty day. He's like, cool, bro. No big deal. And he's like, hey, gotcha. And I was like, hey, I'm not going to, because it was like 1800 in military time, 6 p.m. our time. When he was like, I was like, hey, I just got out of school because it was like a review for the test today or whatever. He's like, that dead air you just heard was him. Doesn't answer. I'm like, okay, cool. So I already have this. It was like a PlayStation 3, 160 gig with like Little Big Planet and like 2 Just Dances, which I wasn't gonna fucking use, but hey, I had them.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. Yeah, right. No controller, but again, wasn't an issue because I had a DualShock, no problem. Well, DualShock 4, all the PlayStations are DualShocks. Anyway, so I'm just like, you know what? I have this secured. Secure the bag. I got it. No big deal. I'm gonna go into town. So I go into Ratcliffe, fucking, where am I? Kentucky? Ratcliffe, Kentucky, which is like the town outside of Knox. Again, please don't dox me. I'm telling you where I'm at. I drive out there, and they have these, like, they have a GameStop, which I go to first. I'm like, hey, where's your PS3 games at? And, like, I felt almost, like, weird to ask that. Like, I felt gross. I was like, oh, like I was an old console owner and hadn't caught up with the times. But I was like, no, it's like, it's for a thing. I have a podcast.
Should have been like, I'm thinking about getting that PS4 that's coming out next month.
Yeah. An Xbox One, right? You heard of that? Pretty cool stuff. But I was like, I do a podcast. I'm here on school. I don't have any of my like regular tech with me. Like I had to like, for some reason in my brain, I had to rationalize to this man why I was looking for a PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 3 games. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how you think about me. I'm going to find stupid PlayStation games that I want to play because
nostalgia trips, man.
Yeah, I need to prove anything to you. Anyway, that's how my brain worked. I had to prove to this man what I was doing. No games, whatever. They're like, yeah, we just took them all off the wall, and I was like, that's weird. How are you guys still in business? But I find this. It's called TF Games. It's like a retro store, but I didn't go there yet because at this point the GameStop closed at 8, and it was like 7:50 or whatever. And like, of course, being a podunk town in Kentucky, everything is really, really, really close together. So I pull out of the GameStop parking lot, and in much of the fashion of America, I pull directly into a Walmart parking lot because they're always connected.
Always, every time.
Every time. So I walk into Walmart, I fucking through the doors, and I run back to the electronics, and I'm just like looking around for like, because maybe sometimes they have those stupid ass like greatest hits or whatever, and I'm just like looking, because you know what I'm looking for. And I want you to say it.
Me?
Yes.
Metal Gear Solid?
Yes. Which
4?
one? Yes.
4?
The PlayStation 3 release. Because I have been, as you know, listeners and Billy Bob, I have been trying to play this fucking game since I played it in like 2014 or 12 or whenever the hell it was. I want to play it. It's been forever. But I'm perusing this aisle, which doesn't have anything because apparently this one random Walmart in Kentucky has caught up with the times, right? And they don't have any PS3 games except for like FIFA like 11. And I was like, that's weird. All right.
I mean, might as well, right?
Yeah. Well, no.
No.
What I do, I start Googling retro stores, but at the same time, I'm starting to get like a little fucking sketch, right? Because it's like 8:30 at this point, and this dude hasn't said anything to me. And he messages me at like 8:45, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I'm sorry, I had to go like help my dad real quick." Like it's like a 30-year-old guy, so I guess his dad's like old or whatever. So no big deal. Like I like, oh, no problem, man. Like I'm sorry for bombarding you. Like I just got off school or whatever. Just want to know like if you're good because you wanted to meet at this one place, which is right down the road from where I'm at. Again, not a big deal. I'll come to you if you need me to. Like I want this fucking PlayStation. You have no idea how much I want it. Anyway, I go to this retro store because I'm trying to secure the bag, dog. You feel me? I'm trying to get games that I want to play.
You gotta chase that bag.
I didn't. Yeah, absolutely. Never chase the bitch. Only chase the check. I wanted Metal Gear. And there was the option of just buying it digitally because the PS3 store, the PlayStation store, is still live. Like you can still buy PS3 games on a PlayStation 3, and it's like, thank you for your purchase, friend. Like, it's not like you can't do it on PS4 anymore because of that update. But you can, if you have it, you can still access it. It's not like when the PS2 servers went down like 10 years after the fact.
Yeah.
I call around. I call to this. It's called TF Games. It's like a retro store. Like they sell like there was like a fucking like N64s along the wall, PlayStation 1s, fucking Super Nintendo. It was one of those retro game stores that save stuff.
Right.
So it's a long shot. And I called this dude, and I'm like, hey man, just a question. What Metal Gears you guys got? He's like, we got a couple. Why? And I was like, hey, just listen. What do you got? What do you got? He's like, I got Metal Gear 1 on PlayStation 1. And I was like, oh. And he's like, I got Metal Gear 4 PS3. And I was like, oh. And I was like, yo, how much are they running? He's like, oh, they're in like new / good condition. And they're running like $9 a pop. And I was like I drove to the store. Yeah. I bought Metal Gear Solid 1. A PlayStation 1 game, a game I haven't physically held in my hands since 1999 or 1998 for $9, and it's in like perfect condition. It's in perfect condition.
I can't believe that's that cheap.
Honestly, because of the fact of like nostalgia, right? You would think it'd be like 30, 40, 40, whatever the fuck. It was just sitting on this shelf, sitting in this fucking store for God knows how long. I should have asked the dude how long it was there. Because again, we're in a podunk town. Like nobody gives a shit about these things except for us. Some random ass town.
When I try to go to a retro game store and buy like Sims for GameCube, it's like $60.
Like $75, right? For Sims busting out, and you're like, get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. That's crazy.
I don't know if it was just the area or the fact that like it was a random place in Kentucky that just happened to have it. Regardless, damn well I bought it. And that was the picture or the Snapchat I sent to you or whatever.
Yeah.
So I got that. I also got Metal Gear Solid 4. Metal Gear 4. Metal Gear Solid 1. Well, Solid 4 and Solid 1. Metal Gear Solid 5. Ground Zeroes, the intro to Phantom Pain, and I also got Dragon's Dogma, which is like a Capcom RPG that I played when I was a kid. So they're just time wasters for school. Anyway, I got these games, yo. What am I gonna put them in? Don't have the PS3 yet. So I text the guy at it's like 9:45. I have like school the next morning at like 8:30 or something. I'm like, hey dude, look, I got like an hour before I call it. Doesn't say shit to me. I get back to my barracks. I'm all sad.
Yo, fuck this guy.
Right, absolutely. I am perusing Facebook Marketplace. And I see another one. This like couple or whatever. They're like, hey, we're selling our 2 PlayStation 3s. We don't need them. $100. Upgraded PS4. One doesn't have a hard drive in it, so it's got like the internal storage, which is like 3 gigs. The other one is a little laggy. Maybe just clean it out. It feels like it's running hot, which it was. Trust me, I cleaned it out, which I'll talk about in a minute. So I messaged her, like it's like 11 o'clock. I'm like, hey, sorry for late reply, or late message. Can you guys do 80? That's all the cash I had on me, because that's all the dude before wanted. She's like, yeah, no problem, whatever. After school, and so I secured 2 PlayStation 3s that work perfectly fine for $80. All the cables.
Why do you need 2?
I don't need to, but I have to. So what I'm going to do is probably try to jailbreak one, create a great one that runs perfectly fine, super cleaned out, whatever, formatted, all that, to play Metal Gear on, because that's really the only reason I paid $80 to play Metal Gear Solid 4. Is the moral of this story.
Basically, yeah.
Which I don't give a. I'll pay $120, $200. It doesn't matter. It's a game that I've wanted to play for so long again that I needed. And I also don't own a PlayStation 3. Obviously now I own 2, but before I hadn't owned one ever. I've always played it with my friends. So like now that I have one, I can go back and like find stuff that family members say like, I got PlayStation 3 games or whatever. Just start fucking grabbing shit.
I got you, dude. I told you.
I know. That being said, caveat to the story. I want to talk about maintenance. All of you. And you, Billy. Ew. I'm sorry, William. I don't like the way. You're welcome. Maintenance of your electronics. Bottom fucking line, please take care of your electronics. If you are a person, and I'm not even saying that these people live dirty, because this is like a notorious thing for PlayStations. Because they didn't, it wasn't like they were like 2 hobos who were like, hey bro, give me these PlayStation, like, they were like normal people. Totally cool, whatever, great. But PlayStation's notorious for this. PlayStation fans, right? If you got a PlayStation, fucking 3, 4, 2, 5, I don't know how. It's like a PlayStation thing, though. If your PlayStation's totally fine, and then about 3, 4 months later, you start getting that, like, loud-ass noise. What does that mean to you, Bill? What's that mean to you?
That it's probably running hot as fuck.
Hot as fuck. What causes a console's fan to not run? It's covered in shit. It's dusty. It's got pet hair in it. It's got dust in it, whatever. Like, the fact that it exists in the real world, these things happen. I have dust on my desk right now from being here for 3 days. It just happens. Now, if you let that go forever, what likes really warm spots? Just a guess.
Wait, what likes really warm spots?
Something that's small and is a living creature likes really warm spots.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. Wait, where are you going with this?
Oh, you'll see. Just...
No.
I
don't know. What, like a fucking mouse?
No. Smaller. Something like roach? Yeah, there you go.
Oh, no.
Cockroaches love. The German cockroach or whatever, like the generic, like, whoa, that's a cockroach. Whatever you think of when you think of a cockroach, you're thinking of a German cockroach. The weird ones that are brown or whatever, the fat fucking, yo, what up? Those guys. They like really, really hot spots because they're like a desert breed. So again, I don't blame these people for it. And obviously, if you have electronics, you want to do legwork, clean them out. But if you don't care about them anymore, take them to a recycle center or take them to a computer shop so they can be like, here, have this. I don't want it anymore. So they'll clean it. They'll take care of it. Take care of electronics. Reduce, reuse, recycle is the point of it, essentially. take care of them. But I crack it open. I'm formatting the hard drive, which again I told you before, it took like 7 hours because it was old.
Yeah.
It starts going, and it starts smelling really fucking gross. I'm like, what is that? Ew, what the fuck? It smells like burnt hair. And I'm like, oh, it's probably covered in dust. Got it. She did say one was running pretty slow. It's probably dirty. So I, knowing full well how PlayStations work and what they're notorious for, I go to Walmart. I grab like hand sanitizer. I grab gloves. I grab compressed air, in a can or whatever. I grab I grab isopropyl alcohol to clean the laser disc, all that stuff. Crack this bitch open. What do I find? But
No.
yes, cockroaches, baby ones, normal, a big one, whatever.
More than one?
Oh, dude, it was more. It was like there were small ones, like babies.
No.
And that's what the fucking smell was when it was hot. It was like burnt cockroaches. And I was like, what the fuck?
Ew, dude, what the fuck?
Before we started this call, I had just finished showering and like sanitizing my body and cleaning my floor because I was like with the compressed air.
No way.
Yeah, it was disgusting. So the moral of this fucking story is, please, for the love of God, if you spend all this money on your electronics, fucking take care of them. Clean them out.
Man.
There's YouTube videos on how to take the casings off of PlayStations, and I'm assuming Xbox is the same way. But just clean the fans. Make sure that they stay cool, because if you get hot consoles or hot computers, cockroaches can fit like cats. They can fit in places that are so much smaller than them if they can just move their bodies. They're gross. They'll go to hot places and they'll die. And then they end up smelling. If you have an electronic right now in your possession, anybody, you, Bill, or less, like, it doesn't even mean that you are like a gross person or you live like an animal. It's all the pieces line up, right? Because it's a hot, dry place that an insect can breed. It doesn't mean, again, that you're dirty or anything like that as a person. It's how the world works. It's biology. It happens. The way you can fucking prevent that is just take care of your shit. Every like 3-4 months, crack the bitch open and fucking with compressed air. A can of compressed air will last you like 4 months if you just spray all the stupid hair out or dust. That's it. You let that shit go, and it starts sounding like a fucking jet plane. You got problems.
Now I feel obligated to go open my PS4.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, even if it's like a little bit of hair, you're like. It's so I'm spent. I was mad all day today as soon as I got out of school because I was so fucking excited to come back and play Metal Gear Solid. I haven't played it yet. I played 7 seconds of it, and it started giving me that weird format error that they used to do when the hard drives needed reset because I hadn't reformatted it, as I told you. I was going to format it, and it took too long. I just started erasing the data, and it was like, we're good to go. Fuck that. Reformatted the whole thing. It's still running. It's got like 3 hours left. No big deal. I don't really care. It's fine. But
well, Godspeed. I hope everything works for you.
It was so fucking disgusting.
After going through all that, and then
dude, if it doesn't work, I'm gonna fucking blow my brains out. Everything I've gone through, the waiting period, the cleaning of like dead carcasses, like it was bad.
The cleaning of the cockroach cemetery in my PlayStation.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna actually, because I didn't know how to take one apart. I'll link you the video that coincidentally happened to be the same experience that I dealt with. Because there was a guy like cleaning the grossest PS5 I've ever cleaned before, and I was like, that's really fucking accurate, buddy.
Ew, I don't want to see that.
Well, I mean, you should just like look at it when he takes the thing off, and then like that, and then just like close it because that's exactly what's gonna happen.